welcome back. Hey, we hit 100.
100
episodes. Let's go!
We're centennial
right.
now. This is the centennial episode of Paper Play Action.
It's truly interesting. We're blessed out here. Thankful. One of the things, obviously, you can see that my co-host this time is Aaron.
What up? How's everyone doing?
It's we're gonna be doing that for this
it's a
time.
nice Sunday, like midday Sunday, you know.
Real chill vibes. So, what you been up to, my guy? How you been?
Oh man, it's been pretty good actually. Finishing up the quarter, so we're almost done with that. Thankfully, literally, honestly, kind of just vibed the last couple of days. We've been playing D&D. It's kind of weird having D&D like 2 nights in a row, but it's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I have it like 3. It's weird.
You know, it's funny. Like we got our D&D. You know, we got Obelisk, and then now we've got the Pokemon D&D, which is really fun. But that was really fun. Obelisk has been enjoyable. I've been getting this dog shit beat out of me by Amani.
It's what I do as a DM sometimes.
He just be throwing hands. But the Pokemon one has been very enjoyable. It's like I don't know if have we talked about it on the podcast. I'm pretty sure we have. But
yeah,
like,
we have.
We have like a little mystery dungeon podcast that we do with like a group of friends that a friend of ours kind of wrote and made, and he's DMing. It's his first time like really DMing. So it's kind of like we're doing a trial run for the actual campaign right now, so that he can test a few things out and
make sure the system's straight.
Just make sure that everything's working right and everything's going okay. But it's been pretty fun. We did like yesterday. We did a maze. Like it was pretty funny because our group, we have 2 groups, and our group we did it in like 15 minutes because it's a Clodsire, a Flaffy, and a Linoon, the Galarian Linoon, and an Absol. Right, and we were just all like, all right, let's just go right, and so we just went right, and then we just kept going right until we couldn't, and then we kept going until we did, and we managed to get through in like 15 minutes. We were like, oh shit, that's crazy, you know. And then these guys, they had a little bit more time because they had to fight a few things.
Oh yeah.
They unfortunately, I mean, it was kind of nice, but like, yeah, one of our team members was like trying to go to bed a little early because they just got out of work, so it was kind of nice for us. But it's very fun.
It was like, say less, we'll get you guys. We'll get you to
bed. We got you. Wolf was like, we'll get you out of here by 11. He meant it.
Say less.
He meant it, bro.
Where's my group?
Like 2 completely different scenarios. I
had Devon in my group.
The one who's
he's a haunter.
Devon is a female haunter.
He saw a I think it's
Frostglass.
Frostglass? Yeah,
no, Frostglass.
And was like, gotta flirt with that.
Yeah, he tried to try to riz the Frostglass as a female haunter and failed. And then she hit him with a Shadow Ball, wasn't it?
Yes.
Something like that? Yeah.
Insta-KO'd.
Insta-KO'd him with the fucking Shadow Ball. And then insta-KO'd another one of their team members. Oh no, they used Protect for that. Yeah. Almost insta-KO'd another one of their team. And then another one of our former team members, because they're no longer in the D&D, decided to just leave at the worst possible time when they actually needed them because they were playing a Ditto, and they could have been useful at that time. They could have been very useful in that fight.
Extremely. Did not work out very well. Just literally screaming. I did not hear any of that. I'm like, bugging.
I was like, there's no way he did. The people were literally for like 5. I left and came back, and people were still asking if Gabe was here, like over and over. Messing to call him. That shit was funny as fuck. Unfortunate.
I also had he who shall not be named.
He who shall not be named, but he actually tried.
He's a Charmeleon named Charizard.
A Charmeleon named Charizard, and that was
That was fun though.
It was pretty fun.
Going through the maze was a lot more difficult for my group because half the team got wiped out, so I just let them heal and I went in there.
Yeah, and they got separated, and then they got separated, and then they had to get him back.
I'm playing a brash Charcadet.
He's playing. He just was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go." And he just kept going. Yeah.
They'll be fine. I gave them a campfire. They'll be straight.
They'll heal
They'll
up.
be healed up. I'm out. Just ran in there like a maniac. Was like, I'm gonna find my way.
You're lucky you didn't get into a fight.
Yeah, it just worked out that he didn't put any enemies in there. If I got into a fight, I mean, it's probably an ice type. It's an ice maze.
Yeah. No, there could be some rock types.
I'm literally built for it.
There could be some rock types in there, and if it's a rock type, unfortunately,
yeah, if it's a rock type, I'm
you
gonna
kind
hit the
of
run away.
You kind of don't do shit to those.
Hit the retreat button.
What do you think you're gonna do for like the actual like the actual like full run? Because like the thing is we're gonna probably do monotype runs from what I understand that are like shorts. He's gonna have like the main campaign, but he also wants to do a bunch of one-offs and like potential like side campaigns too.
Mm-hmm.
So like if we're gonna do like a monotype run, I'm trying to figure out like because like there's a lot of specific there's some types that I don't care about that I'm like I gotta think about who I choose in these scenarios.
Who I gotta beat, yeah.
You know.
I think he'll do a dark type mono run. I feel like that would
he was probably going to do a fire. He's probably going to do one of each.
A fire one makes sense because there's a lot of us that likes fire.
And it just makes sense. Fire types just has a lot of good Pokemon, dude. Fire has a lot of good, cool ass Pokemon.
I think obviously we probably should do. I mean, this is kind of an ice one, so I don't think we're really going to get another like an ice one.
Well, this is
like
an
a water
ice
type
cave.
for sure would
this
be
is
cool.
like an ice cave, you know.
Oh yeah, it's an ice cave, but like we've mainly run into like ice and.
Oh, I think when he
like,
says monotype, I
rock.
mean he means our team will be that type.
Yeah, no, our team will be one of them.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like he'd probably want to shy away from like a team that like ice types would be really good at because we kind of had this.
Well, no, because
here,
ice types
you know
would be
what I mean?
useless here. You know what I mean? Fire types would be.
Oh no, like
there
there was a bunch of stuff that where it's like if you were an ice type, you were.
Oh yeah,
set,
there
like,
was that one. There was that
like
one. There was the way you could. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But like, I'm pretty sure that he'll probably do an ice type too. But he just kind of was doing that because I think that was like a tutorial thing. You know, it's kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, this is only for ice types. We had our Clodsire step on this bridge, and he was like,
just had a moment where he was like, I might die.
It's fucking cold. He was like, it's so cold. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm pretty excited because like, you know, it's fun. I love Pokemon. You know, and I've always thought like a Pokemon D&D thing would be kind of cool, but I like Mystery Dungeon, so it's very enjoyable.
I think this is really cool. I think the Mystery Dungeon is probably like one of the cooler ones. I'm gonna see what we could do with that because it's one of those things that kind of makes sense to kind of put it out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you ever want to stream
at some point,
if
you ever wanted to, it seems really cool.
We could record it,
we'll
I guess. We could record our.
That would be a cool one. It's just the idea of a Mystery Dungeon kind of like system is something.
Oh,
that's
dude,
really
we could get like. I wish I was good at drawing shit, dude. Like draw what happens, like kind of animate it.
Yeah. If you're an artist out there, you might be needed. You could definitely use some commissions for like a full-on couple scenes actually. We had like a really cute one the other day.
The triple kill that you got in fucking Green Skies.
We can use those. We can use those. Some really cool D&D style moments. That's like this needs to be something besides a story in our head.
Like, goddamn.
But besides that though, because that's fun.
Yeah, no, D&D's fun. I'm glad it's becoming more mainstream, but I'm also getting fucking pissed off because people that used to bully other people, it's like, oh, D&D, that's for fucking you, fucking bitch. It's like, okay, fuck you, yeah. Okay. I like my imagination. All right, I'm sorry. I like hanging out with my friends. All right, my bad.
Like the storytelling is kind of fire. I don't know what to tell you.
You know, you can
do stupid things.
You can do a lot of stupid shit, and it works out or it doesn't. You know, it's just kind of one of those things. So I've been gaming a bit. We've been gaming some here and there. You know what I mean? Been playing some Mordhau again. Because it's been fun to play against people that aren't just the people that have been playing for like 400 hours.
Yeah, I forgot to download that. I have that downloaded now. So like when I get the opportunity, we will play some. Because I wanna.
That's really cool because there's a lot of pre-made classes that look cool, so you don't have to worry about having to start off looking like a literal peasant. You know what I mean?
Actual pleb.
But like, it's fun. I love Mordhau. It's I don't really expect to get a lot of kills usually, but it's just fun. When you do finally just slice that dude's head off, you're like, ah, yes, that's what I've been waiting for. It's fun. It was free on Epic. If you didn't get it, damn, like you missed out, dog. That game is fucking fun. It's old. It's an older game, but like the actual mechanics for the swords and everything, really
for
good.
sure. If you have a PC and you don't have the Epic Game Store at least on for the free games, you're kind of missing out. Like you're doing yourself slightly.
Genuinely, I literally have it for the free games. I don't ever buy anything on the Epic Games Store.
This is very little I buy of it, but the free games is kind of what I use.
It's just, and they give away sometimes they're just like random ass like indie games that are like fine, they're fun, they're cool. But there's like every couple like weeks, every month or so, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, here's like this AAA game for free. It might be a little older.
It's a banger that you knew about or didn't know about.
Here you go, have fun. They gave away Bloons Tower Defense 6 for free. That was Chad tier, bro. Like, holy fuck. They gave
away Severed Steel as well, which is like it's an indie game, but it's like it's a first person shooter that's like about styling on people, and it's really cool. Like, it's really crazy, and I'm like, bro, I'm really upset that like I got it from there, but I'm like, I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, that's crazy. That's just something that could just pop up for someone and be like. Because it was on my wish list for like a minute. I was waiting for it to officially drop, and it like dropped the same time. I was like, wow.
Was not expecting that, bruv.
Isn't that nice?
Jesus.
Yeah, definitely go check out the Epic Game Store.
For sure.
I can't.
For sure. I've been continuing my Stalker Call of Pripyat gameplay, which is fun but stressful, and I die a lot. But it kind of is what happens in that game, honestly. Because I've been looking up some playthroughs, but I've been trying to just figure out myself, a little bit, because it's kind of fun. Because there's a bunch of weird entities in the game that they kill you in different ways. And it's very open world in the sense of you don't really have to do anything. You can really just walk around the map, and you'll kind of just be vibing. You'll die, but like you don't. There's like a couple of missions that it tells you, but right now I'm still in the beginning. I don't really know what the fuck is going on, but there's these fucking things called emissions, right? And I remember hearing about these things because I watched the Seth Zine-Tech video, and so like I don't know if you know the story of Stalker, but there was like a whole fucking weird nuclear ass meltdown, whatever the fuck, right? That was kind of like the idea in the books. It's different from the games. But like every once in a while, they'll have these emissions, which are just radioactive storms that happen, and you better find a fucking house to get into, otherwise you're dead.
You're having a bad time.
You're dead. You're having a really, really bad day. The sky starts turning like red, and you get a fucking thing. It's like fucking just your fucking thing starts ringing, and it's like find shelter. Now, find it now. And like there was once where I was just out walking and I just wasn't really paying attention, and I was like find shelter, and I'm like oh god and the last time I'd seen a house was like a solid minute ago, back where I came from, bro. I just turned, I hadn't been sprinting, I just turned, put my gun away, and just started fucking like Usain Bolt, just fucking like, running.
I gotta go.
It was like the cop in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, I was fucking hauling ass, bro. Like I was getting chased by shit. I was like, I don't care, just run. I had a fucking needle of adrenaline that I injected to literally keep running. I was like fucking getting there because I was so scared.
I can't stop.
And I just found like an artifact, the first time I'd ever found an artifact, just the things you can sell for like money, like good money. And I was like, I gotta go. My loot, no. Very fun game. Definitely recommend it. It is old.
Panic-inducing.
It is an old game. So it looks a little different. It's not bad, but you can play without mods. Pripyat, you can definitely play without mods. But very fun. Very fun. Holy shit, is it fun. It's stressful as shit, but like I don't know, there's a funness to the stress, And it also has like that, the gun organization. It's kind of like the predecessor to Tarkov in a lot of ways, and like the style of how they do stuff. But without the gun realism. It's still real because like the guns are pretty well modeled for a gun that old, but it's not like ultra realism. They have everything plotted out. It's good though. And then I've also been playing some more Dark Tide Mechanicus. which I've been enjoying. Honestly, a pretty good fucking gift from Pele. Shout out.
Honestly, shout out to Pele.
It's like a turn-based game, which I'm not usually into, but I've been in. Actually, it's kind of like playing like a chess game, sort of, when you're putting them around. And you fight Necrons, which is scary because Necrons are very scary in 40K because they don't die. You can't kill them, really. You know, you can only like dematerialize them and send them back to like the fucking thing. You can't really kill them, so it's kind of scary to fight them. But it's really cool. The designs are fun. The guns are pretty cool. The mechanics are taking me a little bit took me a little to get used to. But well, I got like 5 hours in the game now, and like I'm going around pretty fine. Leveling them up is kind of just takes a lot of time, so I need to put more hours into it to get more of the unlocks. But it's very fun. Also, you can now play it in Korean because I've clicked on it, and apparently as of March 13th they have a Korean localization. So shout out, good for them. They got Korea included.
So now Korea, you can enjoy it in your native language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go Korea.
And then gaming-wise, to wrap it up, I've been playing a lot of Bloons. I'm talking I put 18 hours into Bloons Tower Defense in like the last week probably. Purely because they added a new tower. They added a new monkey.
All you needed.
They added a new monkey, and I was like, hey, yo, not only did they add a new monkey, it's a cool monkey. It's a really dope-ass monkey, so, like, it's a powerful one. So it's very fun to play. So it's been pretty enjoyable. I've been watching... have you heard of this show called Shadow and Bone?
Yes,
okay,
actually. I started watching a while back ago.
Okay, I would recommend it, but you got to get past, like, the first 2/3 of the first season. Genuinely.
Okay, because like I did honestly. One of my complaints was like I was watching episodes and I was like,
bro, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere.
Like,
Who are these
only
people?
does it, it's a lot of wandering, people trying to get to a location, and then like
the
same characters getting injured.
Yeah,
the exact same characters getting injured.
Like
constantly.
you don't know them very well, and it's also like you change from Alina and her friend Mal, and then you go to like these random like this dude with a cane, and he's got like this assassin ninja chick who's like this really cool like she's like Indian, like Middle Eastern or Indian, I don't know. She's really fucking dope. And then he has like a gunslinger dude, like this black guy who's like his gunslinger, and like it's a really cool trio who's really cool. And like, yeah, these guys are cool, but who the fuck are they? Why are they important to this story? How are they relevant to what the fuck is going on right now? And I'm telling you,
from what I understand, a friend of mine explained it as like there are two. It's like a book series, obviously.
Yeah.
But there are two books going on, essentially, right now.
Yeah.
And that group is a part of one book, and another group is a part of the other book.
Yeah.
And they are kind of smushing the stories together because technically it's supposed to happen.
I didn't know that's what it was, sort of but now that you explained
it
to me,
I didn't know that either.
Now that you explained it to me, I gotta tell my cousin because my cousin and I are watching it together. We watch things. We're very critical of shows, like not to be.
And you're just like, I just don't know.
We're not very pedantic, but I feel like at this point in time with so many shows, you have to be picky about what you invest your time into, because like. What if it sucks? What if I put like fucking 10 hours into this show and it just sucks?
It's garbage.
What if it's just garbage?
I don't want to do 10 that. Hours. I could have been watching something else.
Very picky, and it takes us a while. But like we started it a while ago, and then we heard season 2 was just about to come out, and then it came out. And we're like, all right. Let's sit down and fucking watch it. Just get through it because apparently it's really good. And apparently something happens that makes it good. And we haven't gotten there yet, though.
And wherever it is.
Me, it happens. It does happen. It gets to a point where it actually gets good. It just for some reason, it wanders a lot. I feel like it's because
admittedly, those first couple episodes do a really good job of capturing you in.
It makes so much sense now that you say that it's two books squished in one, because there's the whole story of Alina going on, which she's like the main character. And then you've got the story of the crows and like that whole thing going on. So the whole cutting between that for the first season, honestly, even it's just very strange. Like
what is happening?
You kind of don't understand why it's taking me away from her because she's cool. She's kind of annoying, but she gets better. But she's cool. She's got a whole thing going on. How far have you gotten? Like, what do you know?
I'm pretty sure I'm more than halfway through.
Okay,
I don't think
so do you know her? Do you know who she is? What she is?
Yes.
Okay.
I know exactly what she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's got the whole thing going on with that, and then it's like, okay, that's interesting. Her story, and then there's Mal, her friend, who's like her love interest, and like they grew up together, who's just a
and
regular.
Can't stop getting shot.
He's also
or injured.
A total badass motherfucker. By the way,
cool. Cannot stop almost dying.
He just be doing shit, but he can't do any magic or anything. So he's just a soldier. He's just a badass motherfucker. But like he's got his story in her, and you're like,
credit
okay,
where credit is due, because he's out here fighting a lot of people that do have magic.
You know,
and he's got nothing.
You know, he just be fighting for his life. But it makes a little bit more sense to have the cut between the two of them, because you got her and him. You know, okay, that makes sense. But then it did the cutting then from there to the other three, and it's like, but,
to the crows.
Who are you?
The crows are cool.
They're cool,
but there's very little time to explain anything with the crows.
Yeah. But I would recommend watching that whole first season. We're starting the second season and watching it right now, and like hoping that it gets a third season, because it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. I would give it like an 8 out of 10 so far. Once it gets good, everything before that is like very 5 out of 10, kind of like why. But at least the cinematography's good, the action's good, the acting's pretty good all the time. Like they have pretty good, like actually CGI honestly pretty good too. All things considered, and also the guy that plays like the general is the guy from The Punisher that plays Frank's friend that is a fucking total asshole.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, Jigsaw. He plays Jigsaw.
I knew he was gonna be a bad guy the second I saw him, because he's a bad guy in like every fucking show he's in. He's always like the super sexy, attractive, like, yes, I'm so good, and just kind of like the bad boy, but he's also evil.
He's kind of getting typecast a little bit, and it's like, damn, dude.
Like, it's kind of
you do it well. You do it really well, because a part of his charm is like you kind of don't know if he's actually going to be the bad guy yet until like it's the time.
I want one where he's just a good guy. I feel like he could do like I want one where he's still the same character pretty much, but he's just a good guy. He never becomes evil.
Yeah.
He
never has the heel turn.
he's just kind of like funny, like weird, you know. He's also in Westworld in the live action the show on HBO.
Mm-hmm. Is he also a bad guy?
He's not really like a bad guy. He's just like a rich entitled prick. It was like kind of like the idea is in Westworld when they go to the park, they can just be psychopaths if they feel like it, and they don't have to worry about killing people. You know, and the guns can't hurt real people; they can only hurt robots and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, you know, you can go and be a psychopath, and he's kind of like a little bit of a psycho, but it's like, yeah, it's the whole thing. But he's not like a bad guy technically. He's not like evil.
Yeah.
But like he's in that pretty good acting. The magic's pretty cool. I think the magic system's pretty interesting, reminiscent a little bit of Avatar with a few things, because they have like the air and the fire, and like they have like metallurgy as well, and they have ones that can heal you, and there's ones that can like control your fucking heart and body and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, and there's ones that can like basically make you prettier for a couple of hours, you know, shit like that. It's like, oh, what the fuck? It's crazy, you know what I mean? Interesting magic system, I think. So I would say you continue giving it a shot. I feel like you'd enjoy it, man.
Yeah, well, I'm probably gonna continue it. I have a tendency to watch like I'll binge multiple episodes of a show, and then just stop for like long periods of time, and then go back to it again.
Yeah, no,
so
I feel you.
That's what I pretty much did with Shadow and Bones. Is like I got more than halfway through and was like, I'll come back to this, and then just never turned it back on.
Yeah, it do be like that, honestly. I mean, I feel like it's just like it's kind of rough because that first season can be a little boring, you know. And I've also been watching, like, for some reason my cousin and I, we got into watching like cooking competition shows, but not like basic, like there's like a lot of different ones on Netflix that are pretty good, but we've watched like a fucking 4 of them. We just watched we started watching like competition shows. Like we watched this one that was a glass blowing one that was really cool called Blown Away, which was really, really cool because like I think that's really crazy, like blowing glass into like all these different shapes and making it look so many different ways.
Oh yeah, it's fascinating.
It's ridiculous, you know. So it was really cool ass competition, and then from there we did one that was like a welding one where they like had to make metal shit, which was like, oh, that's fucking dope. And we like a bunch of different ones, and then we got onto the cooking stuff. We got a baking one, and then we got into cooking. There's one, you know, that chocolate dude that's on like every fucking chocolate fucking TikTok ever, where he's like making these crazy elaborate chocolate sculptures. That dude, he has a show on Netflix that's called like School of Chocolate, which is actually really cool. I enjoyed it because like it's a competition, but they don't technically get eliminated because it's like class. The idea is it's like a literal school, you know? It's more like every single day there's a class. They work on a different style of like sculpting or certain things. So they do get like who's best and who's not the best, stuff like that, like bottom, top of the class type deal. But they don't get eliminated. They don't get kicked out. The idea is, yeah, you failed, you're bottom, you're going to have to probably do something to make up, like, you know, to, you know, like challenge or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're still here. You can still learn. And it's very obvious by the end of the season, like, damn, every single one of these people improved the hell out of their skills in, like, the time that they were here. Like, the stuff that they were making from beginning to end was really, like, just improved. It was really cool. I felt it was a little bit... It was different because it was, like... At first, I was like, how is this a competition? But as you keep watching it, you know, you kind of get into it. And it's, like, honestly really cool, you know? It gives you, like, a reason to root for individuals because they're not just going to leave, you know? And it also helps them learn, obviously. And then we watched one that, like, was... That one was huge because it was like 12 teams of 2 chefs from around the world, and each episode they had to do like they got a bunch of people from like a country. So the first country was like Spain, and it was like, all right, so choose a dish from Spain of Spanish origin that you think just defines Spain on a plate. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think would be like the Spanish plate? And they chose paella, which paella is like this yellow rice on like cast iron, and you gotta get the bottom nice and fucking crispy, and you can make it.
That sounds so delicious,
bro. It is so.
It sounds so good.
And like they put it's like the rice is like got saffron, you know, because it's like there's a lot of saffron that they use in that area, and you can. It's made with pretty much any kind of meat, you know. You can put. It's very common to put like seafood paella is like really big in like the southern part of Spain, but there's like a bunch of. So they each had to make a different kind of paella, and then from there's like 3 bottom, and then a chef from the country is like, all right, there's one ingredient, I get to choose one ingredient for you to use, and that's got to be like the centerpiece of the dish, you know, which it was like that's crazy as fuck, you know. Like there was one that was like the egg, like that was the ingredient she wanted them to use and make the centerpiece. So the egg, the humble egg, you got to make that delicious and nutritious and good, but also you also got to make it stand out in a way, you know, in some way, because egg is something you kind of mix into stuff. You don't usually always use it, especially in fine dining.
It's the centerpiece.
You know, it's not a centerpiece, not the center. You know, stuff like that. A very interesting kind of take on cooking. So very fun. Very, very. I highly recommend. Oh fuck, I'm trying to remember what it was. Give me a second to give you the name. Because sorry, because I literally was about to say it, but I forgot. The first one was School of Chocolate, the chocolate one. Fuck, wait, is there like a Watch Again somewhere on Netflix?
I was about to say, you gotta hit your list of histories. I believe they do have Watch It. Yeah, Netflix has Watch Again.
Continue.
Or like continue watching. It's gonna be like in one of those areas. Because I think once you finish it, it goes to Watch Again. But sometimes it'll sit and continue watching for like a little while.
Oh, it's called The Final Table.
The Final Table.
It's a show called The Final Table. In my opinion, I'm not going to spoil who wins, but the person who won, they were really good, but I, in my opinion, feel like
do not agree with this decision.
The other dude who was this really cool, kind of more middle-aged Australian guy who'd been there since like they like him and this other guy made it. Like honestly, by the end they were one of my favorite ones. I feel like his name was Mark Best. I feel like Mark Best should have won. Mark Best, bro, he's the best. I swear to God, bro. But I feel like the guy who won, you know, I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like it was, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was a little bit skewed, but like I didn't think his dish was the best from what it looked like. But I didn't eat it, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
I couldn't personally partake.
But in my opinion, the other dudes showed, like, the idea was for them to make a dish that showed, like, you know, them now. And it's like, I feel like the other guy's dish that didn't win, his dish showed way more how much he'd grown as a chef throughout the competition. Yeah. Because he was using stuff that he'd never used before up until he used the competition in that final dish that he'd learned when he was, like, doing the Mexico thing. Like the Mexico one, they used like
his was like a combination.
He put a bunch of ingredients on that plate that he just learned to use earlier in the competition, and it was like, in my opinion, I was like, that showed a lot of growth from him, because he was an older guy. He's probably 50s, maybe late 40s, early 50s, probably something like that.
Yeah.
So teaching an old dog a new trick kind of deal. It's like, yeah, it's proving that this guy might be older and he might be a little bit more, on the older side,
ways,
but
maybe
like a bit more, maybe potentially conservative in like cooking, and that's a lot of it, because it was like fine dining.
Yeah, like he's more stuck in like his ways.
But he proved that he can learn and use new ingredients and adapt very well. And I felt like his dish was way more of like this is like a new dish that he's never made before, probably, and this was right off the top of his head, versus the other guy's was a dish he made at one of his restaurants once. And I'm like, I feel like you already knew how to make this dish before. You didn't learn anything. You're just, look, this is what I can make.
Just repeating what you're good at.
Versus the other guys being like, look, this is how I've evolved as a chef. Even one of the chefs was like, in my opinion, I think his is better, because he used these ingredients. He probably didn't know how to use that until like last time he used them. That shows intelligence, and it tasted well. It showed like adaptation. And I was like, yeah.
Like he used them and then went like, I can use this again.
Yeah.
Like I can put this somewhere else or figure out another way to use it.
Yeah. Because like it's one thing to just use it and then forget about it, but then to use it and then go, that shit was pretty good. I could probably use it in this, and then putting it in and doing it right. It's like, there you go. You learned something. You've learned a different part of like something you didn't know before. So I felt like, in my opinion, the judging in the last part was a little meh, but overall the whole competition was fucking good. Like, it was fucking good. So I highly recommend it. Amazing. But as far as that goes, that'd be it for me, Money. What you got going on?
Okay. For me, this was definitely like a week of demos.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of those.
So, I guess I gotta start off with the Street Fighter 6 demo, because that's the thing I'm most excited for. That game is crazy. Okay, so best way I can describe it, if Mortal Kombat changed the game with their cinematic, storytelling ways of doing fighting game stories, right? Street Fighter is doing it again with what is basically like, there are people that are gonna play Street Fighter 6, and majority of their time is gonna be in World Tour mode, because
you can walk around. You can just walk around, right?
It is a fighting game RPG. You walk around and fight random people on the streets. You'll see levels above their head and be like, random hands.
Yeah, I saw that.
There are random battles.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a video. I think it was Max. I saw Max playing, and I was like, he's just walking around the street. I'm like, what is he playing? And I see walk up to a guy and just start fucking beating the shit out. I'm like, oh, is this Street Fighter? Started pulling out combos, and I was like, wait, hold on.
It is going to change the game with how we approach fighting game single player content. I hope
it looks like a fighting game that I might buy potentially, because I was looking at that and I'm like, damn, holy shit, I might actually buy this.
That's kind of cool.
Holy shit!
You can. So the deal is that you have your creative character in the demo.
Yeah.
You add creative character just to travel over, and they go through pretty much what is the opening tutorial, which is essentially you learn how to fight. They put you in an open area. You encounter and learn about random battles, and then you learn that you have a rival for the story, which is kind of cool. He actually has a cool design altogether. And then you go back and challenge an actual Street Fighter. You challenge Luke, who's like one of the teachers, and he beats your ass in the dirt.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, nah, you still gotta get better. Don't worry.
Don't worry, we got you.
We got you. And after finishing, I was like, that's fun. That's like really cool. There's no reason for this to be as cool as it is. It's absolutely no reason. We had a ton of like announcements about pretty much all of the stuff, including the demo being dropped with everything. So we know the leaks were true, right? We got everything involving the DLC characters. The first one I think that's coming is Aki. It's AKI, but it's like it's broken up as a
like a hyphen.
No, it's not a hyphen. It's like each one stands for something.
It's okay.
But mine is blinking. But like each letter stands for something. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening with you, but you're crazy. My boy Rashid is coming right after that. Rashid.
Bro, if they don't bring back Dudley,
they're bringing Ed back.
Like,
I'm hoping they bring Ed back.
Bro, if they don't bring I literally was like, bro, if Dudley's in Street Fighter 6, might get it because I heard rumors and I'm like, if he's in it, I'm like legally obligated to get it.
It's the best way I can describe it is based on those based on those leaks. We won't be getting any Third Strike characters for a while, is my guess. Because technically that leak showed the quote unquote the full roster.
Yeah.
But as we know, some fighting games have a tendency to like put out more characters past that.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that there are no Third Strike characters, I feel like is an oversight. So I feel like that's gonna happen.
Probably gonna have like a DLC dedicated specifically.
Yeah,
to
just to them, like just all the Third Strike characters. So like Dudley's gonna come back, Yun and Yang, like anybody, pretty much anybody. Bro, Sean.
I saw fucking Zangief's design for this fucking game. He's not like jacked, like shredded, like toned completely anymore. But he's got that like strong man. I can lift a train over my shoulder physique, and it's scary.
The muscle tech on this is crazy because what they've done, especially with Zangief, is that because they've done that where he's like a bit softer. When he goes to flex and you see it, you're like, "Oh damn!"
Oh damn!
It's emphasized more, and it's like it's the same thing with like everyone, kind of where it's like it's not that they're softer, but like muscle texture and definition is something that they really like are toying at.
Well, I mean, it's almost as if real people it's almost as if real people, aren't constantly flexing 100% of their muscles as they're walking down the fucking street,
There's like for sure a relaxed state, and then like there's like when you like can see the tension when they do certain things, so it adds impact, and it's really cool. Obviously had to make my character. It's a vibe.
Can you like choose what style they fight in?
So from what I can tell, because the demo doesn't let you play around with too many different styles, you're only really messing around with Luke's. Yeah. From what I could tell, you can choose all your specials. And you can choose a style specifically based off for like your normals. Yeah. What I can tell. So you can switch and mix and match if you want like Chun-Li's like specific types of kicks or whatever like that. Now, I'll have to look in when the game officially launches. We'll see whether or not you can go a little bit further where you can be like, all my kicks are going to be Chun-Li style kicks, but like all my punches will be like the other one, like something like that, right? But as far as specials go, just grab whoever's stuff you want, put it where you want it. Kind of, sort of is the deal.
Bro, Marissa, by the way, I forgot to mention this. You mentioned Street Fighter. Bro, Marissa by the way.
Look, Marissa
that Muay Thai.
Very crazy. I can't wait. To use her. Fucking gladiator lady. It's gonna Spartan gladiator lady. It's gonna punch a lion. She's literally. I'm pretty sure in one of her intros, she's like lifting up a lion. And like about to like suplex it or some shit amazing. When you see her in the story, for literally no reason. But I can't wait to mess around with her. I can't wait to mess around with her, Manon, and there was another one. What is her name? Kimberly, which is the like graffiti ninja girl that exists. She's really cool. I'm gonna give her a shot. She look kind of fun. Besides that, though, the Street Fighter stuff was crazy. I'm so looking forward to that. If the next Street Fighter... All I'm saying is if the next Street Fighter game doesn't have World Tour mode, I don't want it. I don't want it. It's too good. You changed it. It has to be your thing now. That being said, I don't need Mortal Kombat to copy it. Yeah. If that makes any sense. It'd be cool, but I don't need it. I'll go to Mortal Kombat for like its cinematic stuff, right? I like the fact that it makes a little movie out of it. But Street Fighter, this is better for it. Street Fighter is a goofy enough world that it's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. You would just be fighting people on the streets. Why not? Like, that random guy, he looks like he can fight.
You don't, like, kill people. Mortal Kombat, it's like, yeah, you can't just do a fucking hard-ass fucking fatality on some random street, like some random passerby. They die.
Some civilian gets murdered. But Street Fighter's goofy enough to be like, oh, yeah, that pedestrian right there, he can fight. You want to fight him? I was like, yeah, sure. Especially with the fact that they've, like, melded it with like Final Fight, so like places like Metro City exists, like kind of like the main area you're taking place in for most of the game, from what I understand. And Metro City is it's an entire city in which your mayor said, "Fuck it, I'ma just save the day. I'ma just save everyone." He just fought gangs until they stopped.
Metro City, the idea was like, it's like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. And then like after he retired, they immediately put the next person they put in mayor was Cody, the other dude that helped him. I was like one of the other people that was there. He was like, yeah, no, I'm a normal dude. I just punch dudes. And I'm like, mayor, get in there, man. Get in office. We appreciate people like you.
We need you.
But I also tried out another game. So this one's fun. We had talked about it on Keep an Eye On like a while back, and the creator is constantly making stuff. But I played. It's called Street Step, 21st Century Basketball, and the way this one looks, it's really cool. It is a sprite-based basketball game on a 3D plane. So it's in that like 2.5D kind of style aesthetic. But it's like hyper basketball. But it's like 3-on-3. Right? But it's like it's basically kind of not exactly NBA Jam, but because everything about it is really simple. But because it's really simple, it's really fun. That makes any sense. Like when you go to do a dunk, you get like the super shadow effect going on with you, so you like have like echo trails as you dunk on people. It zooms in, there's like a big like a kind of camera shake thing, right? Like you can do shots from like afar. You watch the ball, it catches on, it literally bursts into flames if you get a perfect shot, and it'll just poof right in. It's fun. I actually want to try it out with some of you guys when I get the chance, because like I'm probably going to use Parsec to just play it with you guys, because that's, I think, that's genuinely how you're supposed to do it with this game. But I would highly recommend going and checking it out. I think it's like $10 on Steam. They also have another one, which is World Fighting Soccer League, which came out before it. Yeah. It's the predecessor. I copped that as well. I'm going to try that as well when I get the chance. But that one's fun. Like, the basketball game, I was like messing around with and being like, all right, Street Step kind of clean. They knew it's one of those things where it's just like, it's refreshing, because personally I never liked the 2K series.
Yeah,
I liked the more arcadey ones that were fun and like whatever. Like,
NBA
who cares? Like,
Jam.
NBA Jam is sick. Like, did you do like a hyper jump off the backboard and like,
dude, big head mode?
NBA yeah, Jam, like that stuff was fun. NBA Jam big head mode was hilarious. It's like stuff like that, essentially. So it harkens back to that, and that's why I'm like, nah, go check that out. Especially since we kind of can't get basketball games like that really anymore. We kind of can't get sports games that are like fun in that kind of way, unless it's an indie game. So
yeah, because they're like, we have to include the real people. It's like, what if you don't though?
What if you just didn't?
What if you just don't hear me out? Made it up.
Like, pure.
You know how Blood Bowl exists?
Fake.
Blood Bowl 3 sucked ass, but you know how Blood Bowl exists? Imagine like any other sport version of that, you know? Like Mario Sports is like, bro, please just make any, like, come on, man. You can do it.
Just do it. Doesn't matter with who.
Doesn't need real people. Do like a cool team.
I would love just a Capcom basketball jam game.
Bro, like,
it's just a bunch of different Capcom characters.
That would honestly be the shit. Like, stuff like that would be pretty fucking funny, man.
Like it's just they got together and started playing.
Other companies that have so many different characters, that they just need to take the cue for like Mario Olympics and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games and all the different sports games. Like, yo, just do your characters doing, like, remember
doing mundane shit.
Remember Dead or Alive Golf. Not Dead or Alive.
And volleyball.
Dead or Alive. Yeah, they had golf too. They had volleyball. The volleyball one was fucking horny shit. That was for fucking horny motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking got it for free because my friend gave me one of the games and it came with like 3 discs and one of them was that. And I'm like, I'd never even heard of Dead or Alive. I didn't even know it was a fighting game. I played it. I'm like, oh my, oh my.
You join for the horniness. You stay for the volleyball.
For the volleyball mechanics are actually very good. Very actual good like mechanics.
You're like, wait a minute, this is actually a good volleyball game. Hold up a second.
You have the Dead Rising mini golf mode that they had. That was like all this stuff, and like, yeah, just do that with like all your characters more. That'd be pretty dope.
NFL Street, like another NFL Street.
NFL Street, dog. Absolutely.
I want to run off the side of a wall.
I don't remember which one it was, but there was the NFL game that wasn't even sponsored by the NFL or everything. It was just a football game, rather. Sorry, like American football game. But you would like straight up break people's legs and spines and shit.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like, I wanted to guess. I can't remember what that name
you
of that
would
game
like
is, and I want
kill
it so
people
badly.
with those tackles, bro. You're like, that man's fucking dead. That goalie
Like,
is not getting up, bro.
You're not doing normal tackles at all. You're like full on wrestling moves.
Yeah,
to make sure they don't have
drop
the ball.
kick a son of a bitch. You know, it's like,
And I'm
God
like,
damn.
that shit's cool.
Why does this
It's
have?
like, yeah, man, it's video games. Have fun with them. Like sports, but with intense for no reason, fanciful elements. Crazy.
I think the sports game I put the most time into was like an NHL game from like that was on my Xbox 360 that I got from a friend. Because it had a fight, you could fight people, you could like piss people off, and you could fight them. You know, like there was a whole fighting mechanic in the game, and I would love just destroying motherfuckers, just absolutely like side railing them, because you could turn the rules off in the game, right? So you could turn it so that like regular checking people wasn't a regular foul like it is in like actual hockey. So I just turned all the rules down to like minimum. So like you would get punished for like basically like rocking dudes. That's where you would get punished. Just you side tackled him, you know, basically. So I would just kill guys, and eventually I would just try to egg one dude on until I get him in a fight. I got really good at fighting, and I played online with a friend of mine, and I would just keep doing that. And he's like, "Why do you just fight so much?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's hockey. Why wouldn't I? I can beat the shit out of you."
It's so fun.
And he would be like, "Fine, we're fighting," and I'm like, "Okay, fight me." And I would just beat the fuck out of him. And he's like, "Why are you so good at fighting?" And I'm like, "Bro, I have been doing this over and over. I don't care about scoring. None of that shit. I'm here to fight."
I just want to box on the ice rink because it's sick.
I want to fight, dude. My custom character.
Dude, I need to find this.
I need an indie hockey game that's also boxing, like Slowkey.
It just is Slowkey box. I feel that a lot.
Like my character was a tank, dude. He wasn't super tall, but he was fucking big, and I remember I would just fucking knock people the fuck out. Oh, dude, sports games like that are fun. I'm sad we don't get many more of like that. But like indie games, hopefully, that's where we'll get them. Hopefully, it's a market that hopefully will get capitalized on.
Deadass. I think another thing I messed around with. Oh, yeah. So I got to play the Genos Kid demo. Genokids. That was the character action game that involved you tagging between different colored characters.
Yeah.
So there was you have red. In the demo, you only have blue and red.
Okay.
But there is green and yellow, I believe, are the two other ones.
You got 4.
And you're bouncing, yeah, and you are pretty much tagging in and out between all of them. But it's like Devil May Cry, but you tag. That's really the deal with it. Characters. I mean, you're not doing like inputs for like a stinger, but like a lot of the stuff, it's kind of plays similar to if you made Marvel vs. Capcom an action game where you will hit the tag button and switch out. But if you had a move buffered for a character, they'll continue to do it. Right? They'll like if you had him do like one of them's like a boxing type character, like a fist character.
Yeah.
It's doing his ors.
Yeah.
If you did that and then tagged to like the blue girl, which is swords, he'd continue to do it, and then she can do like summon swords and shoot those out and continue to fight too. Like it's really cool. Like they have a designated launcher button. It is attack, launcher, and then like dodge and block, which is the other two, and jump obviously being one of the other ones. Sure. It's admittedly okay. So its art style is really fun because it has this really nice cel shaded look to it. Combat wise, I didn't like fighting normal enemies, but I was losing my shit when you have to fight the demo, like the boss fight. Like, that shit was cool. And I'm like, alright. Because initially I was going through it, I'm like, you know, I was really excited for this game. It's like, I'm just not really feeling fighting some of these enemies. And then I got to the boss fights, and I was like, nah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They just can't put it all in the demo. It's very obvious they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like, they just don't want to give away too much.
Yeah. It's like, because the Valkyrie, which is at the end, is I'm assuming it's going to be either a boss or an enemy type, depending on how it's going, because it could be introduced. But the amount of stuff it's doing in that fight, I'm like, I like. They're having you parry, you're like, enemies, specifically in the Valkyrie fight, have an anti infinite system, essentially is what I like to call it. It's like, basically, if you get good enough at a game, you can dogpile on something.
Yeah.
But if you just because you can dogpile doesn't mean that the game doesn't know you can dogpile. And so I was doing that to the Valkyrie for a minute. I'm like, oh, I got this combo going, thinking I was slick. And like a red flash happened. I'm like, what is that about? And then immediately got like hit with like the hardest combo afterwards because it knew. Like it got armor on one of its moves to not let you. So basically like knock you away to be like, all right. He's like, you styling a little too hard.
Yeah, give me a second. You think you some hot shit right now. Okay, I see.
And so that obviously made me have to like rethink how I styled on him. So it's like I'll be styling until I see that red flash and then go to parry or dodge or something like that to give it a break. But like the way the fight played out, it was fun, right? Because it's flying around, it's doing its beams, it's got a bunch of stuff. They have unblockable attacks in the game, so it's like you could block, but then suddenly it's like you can't block that. Yeah. So all of that like just presented itself to me, and I was like, no, this is in good hands. They're doing exactly what they know exactly what they're doing. I guess I should probably say this. Right now the Kickstarter is still going on for it. I know I tweeted out about it before or something like that, but if it's already been funded, right? It's got its funding, and now it's just trying to get stretch goals. If you are interested in General Kids, please go like, give pleds, give it your money now. It doesn't have a ton of time left, but you could definitely get in there, get like a copy, become a fan or something like that. Anything like that. Like go check it out and do it. Plus, the demo exists. Go play the demo. Try it out. See if you like it. He's like, but I'm basically just saying go try to do it so that they can get to their stretch goals.
Let's try to support small indie devs.
For real.
They're the ones pumping out some A+ quality material nowadays, honestly.
And the other thing I've been playing, like one more thing after this, is I went back to Neo: The World Ends With You.
Yeah.
And that's been fun to mess around with again. For those that don't know, that is the sequel to The World Ends With You, and they have a completely different system with it, where characters are designated to specific buttons on your controller based on the power you're using. So it can be anything from like hold R2 to mash X, depending on like what that character is using. It's a really unique combat system for a JRPG, honestly, because it's an action RPG, but like at the same time you're like everyone is on the screen at the same time running around and moving. And so you're wanting to dodge, but like you have direct control over whoever is closest to the camera is the deal, or whoever the last, and usually you could switch it up by being the last person to use their ability for it. So if you use someone's ability, it'll switch the camera to them, it'll focus more on them, and you'll have total control or reign over them. So it's kind of fun in that way. That game is fun. Just going through my backlog, trying to finish some stuff up. It's gonna be a minute before I finish that, because I looked at my save data, was like, alright, cool. Did some nice work on this before, let's do some more work. And I think it said like 12%, and I was like, 12% through the game. Crazy. I was like, alright, I'm gonna be on this, I guess. But again, super fun game. Go check it out. The story is always one of those things that's like a bit surprisingly dark for its colorful tone, because it's all about kids that died, or literally it's about a bunch of kids that died and are playing a game to get back to life. He was like, it's the entire crux of the whole thing. You die in like the first 5 minutes, so it's like, it's not a secret. But that one's a really fun one. Now, I wanted to play that game on the Switch, and so I am. It's fun on the Switch, but I've been playing it with a new little toy called the Nixie Switch controller. So, I'll have to show it to you at some point, Aaron. But basically, this controller makes my Switch look like a GameCube controller.
Lamau? What?
And it's a vibe. My only big complaint, I mean, like, as far as, like, how this feels, is this significantly increases the size of the Switch. It's more comfortable in your hand, but, like, just holding it in general, you're like, this is weight added
doesn't
to a
feel like
Switch.
plastic.
Yeah. Button-wise, genuinely, everything face-wise feels really good. My main issue as far as like if I wanted to talk. They even have octogates, by the way,
What
just
the
to let you know. So for those that don't know, octogates are usually like where your joysticks are, right? You can feel it, and
the fuck? I might need.
they're really good for fighting games.
I might. Dude, I'm just tired of stick drift, bro. It happened.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
take such.
that's the number one thing,
Bro, people always are like, bro, how are your Joy-Cons in such good condition? It's because I don't fucking grip my fucking Joy-Cons like an animal, bro. How hard are you gripping them? Like
no, but like yeah,
but
the
like
drift is
the
annoying,
drift is like something like
but
I play a lot of Pokemon Unite, right? And like it's kind of one of
it
those
just
things where it's like in
happens.
a MOBA having drift is like what the fuck, you know? And
Yeah, it's just something that happens with those Nintendo
it just
controllers for
happens
some
over
reason.
time. There's nothing you can do. It'd be like that,
But
like, bro.
fun part about these, literally no drift.
I know.
That's the part
I kind
about
of want
the Nixie
I kind of
thing.
want some of those potentially.
I think my biggest like gripe though is probably I don't like how the triggers feel, because the triggers are buttons, but they protrude out like they're actually supposed to be triggers, and so like they have this. Let's see if we can hear it on here. This like clicky feeling to them that I'm like I don't know if I like that. It depends. Sometimes I do like I like my trigger buttons, but sometimes I'm like I like my triggers to just be triggers. You know what I mean? But I like to actually pull them down.
Yeah.
And I would say that's like my main gripe would be with those. But the whole deal with these controllers, with these Nixie controllers though, is that they use magnets, so they don't have stick drift. Like they specifically are designed to not have stick drift for like the Switch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot. The only thing I need to try out with this next, because I really wanted to try out, I ended up playing The World Ends With You, but when I ordered these, I really wanted to play Metroid Prime with this controller, because it kind of makes sense. It's kind of perfect for it. It's literally the game that came out on.
Yeah.
Like, so I wanted to play the remaster with it. So I'm gonna get to that when I get the opportunity. But yeah, man. Apparently they're putting out a sequel controller to it. From what I can tell, these controllers have like 2 USB-C ports on it. You might have to charge them, but they have not ran out of battery yet. For me, like my Switch has run out of battery before these controllers have run out of battery. So I'm kind of looking at it in a way of like, I don't know if the Switch, if it pulls power from the Switch in order to keep them functioning for as long as possible. But obviously you can click them together as you would any Switch controller. Like put it on, like click them together, and they'll be a GameCube controller in your hand. But it's mad interesting. I think it's really cool. It adds a nice little aesthetic to your Switch. And I'm looking forward to messing around with more games with this. I'll tell you guys. I'll update you guys on like how it continues. But like first impressions, pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good thing. That's it for me as far as like my week goes.
All right. Well, let's get into the docket. I added something there. I sent it into the. I guess I'll bring it up first. I guess if we want to talk about it. As of 4 days ago, I did not know about this. I was literally just looking through shit. It was in the recommended because of IGN. We are getting a Frog and Toad show, bro. Bro.
I did see this.
Kevin Michael Richardson is going to be playing Toad, and Nat Faxon will be playing Frog. Bro, do you understand how much these books were a part of my fucking childhood? I think I read like almost all of these motherfuckers, bro.
I know every single one.
Like, if they do the Cookie episode, I'll cry. I read that shit when I was like 8 years old.
Actual tears.
Like, I'm looking at it, and I was like watching the trailer, and I'm like, yo, ain't no way. Because the animation looks just like the fucking books. And it's like, the voices are perfect. Also, Kevin Michael Richardson. Let's fucking go. Love the homie. Love the homie. But, bro, I'm trying to see when it releases. It's on Apple TV, you know, which is kind of annoying. But I'd be willing to potentially, just for the show. April 28th. Oh, wow. Almost. End of the month. It comes out. That's fucking amazing.
Prepare to cry, Aaron.
Bro, I will fucking probably tear up watching this show. I fucking love Frog and Toad. Shout out. If anybody, bro,
my shit,
I cannot be the only one. I know I'm not the only one.
I think I've read like maybe one of the books growing up, but I didn't own them. I remember seeing them in like schools.
I never owned a single one, but like I remember Colfax had like all of them, and I would just read one, and then like because they were short, so I would just read one or two a day, and then I would check one out to take home, and it was like that.
Yeah.
And I know like a bunch of them were in fucking Kernodle too, so like I pretty much read them all through elementary school, at Colfax, and then at Pierce. Books were the shit, bro. Damn, that's a throwback. That's a good ass show, bro. We need that's some wholesomeness we need in today's fucking grim world, bro. Little bit of happiness here and there.
I mean, most shows are dark. I mean, this is for sure going to be a children's show, but yeah, nah, it's going to hit.
It's a wholesome, nice little wholesome show.
It looks like, off the trailer alone, the animation for it looks like spot on to like the book.
It looks so much, and I love the voices because it's exactly what I imagined. I love Kevin Michael Richardson as Toad because I always imagined him having this deep ass voice.
It's kind of perfect.
Adorable.
They did a good job with it. But,
bro,
yeah, nah, man, that's awesome,
bro. Fucking Frog and Toad, people, 2023. We live in a world, bro. I'm actually pretty excited about that. I will watch the fuck out of that. And right. So. I mean, let's talk about the Godzilla vs. X Kong and the New Empire.
That seems like the most. Yeah, that seems like the thing we got to kind of talk about.
I all feel
most, right?
The trailer didn't really reveal anything, to be totally honest.
All we know is that there's a new monkey in town,
and like that monkey that's there is not Kong. That's what I was asking earlier.
Yeah, no,
that's definitely not.
No,
Kong.
It's not. It's not. I had to relook at it. You weren't there when I looked at the trailer.
Because I was like, wait, he's not. He's like lanky looking and. Yeah.
He gives me Ape Titan vibes.
Yeah, he gives me the fucking Beast Titan vibes.
I've looked at him and was like, that is a Beast Titan. That is not Kong. Plus, when it zooms out, it shows the two skulls.
Yeah,
that are sitting there, and it's a Godzilla skull and a King Kong skull. You're like, oh, huh, it's gonna be interesting. So, I mean, I guess that's true. We don't have Godzilla versus Kong. It is Godzilla cross Kong this time, so we get more monkey lizard team up battles.
We did like at the end of Godzilla versus King Kong, like we did the whole like there's like the whole world inside the world thing in the MonsterVerse thing now. So there's that. So I guess that might be like this dude, but yeah, he's definitely not like the same. He might be like like from some other species of it because he's like lankier. He looks more like an orangutan. You know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah. He's got that kind of vibe.
But usually orangutans are smart as fuck, so it's kind of like, you know...
Oh, no. It's genuinely like an oh, no.
It's like, oh, this guy might be, like, super genius level fucking shit. Yeah, that's...
It's just gonna start talking.
If it talks,
we're gonna be like, oh, no.
Scream, bro.
It's over. It really is the Beast Titan.
I'm glad we're getting another one though. I'm glad because I did enjoy Godzilla vs. King Kong. I enjoyed Godzilla King of Monsters more, but Godzilla vs. King Kong was pretty good. Like overall, I feel
it had a fun vibe to it,
and it was a monster like kaiju really movie. Cool. It's what I needed, bro.
Despite reviewers being like, "Oh, that's weird. It's a monster kaiju."
The plot could have been a little
that's crazy.
More streamlined, in my opinion, but you know,
less humans.
Yeah, literally less humans.
Honestly, just less humans.
Everything like, bro, let's fuck this people shit. You know, I get it, but like, you know, I don't know. Especially in the Godzilla King of Monsters thing, that her mom caused all the problems they had. If her mom had just shut the fuck up and done what she was told, she probably could have avoided everything. You know? But she had to like, oh, I'm a scientist, I have to know. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You caused the death of like millions.
He was like, it is a lizard that breathes atomic breath at people. Leave it alone.
She fucking was the one that woke up Ghidorah in that movie, you know? And it's like, yo, this is the guy that killed this fucker. Almost killed this son of a bitch. You really want to release that onto this earth? Are you serious right now?
Again? Like, we barely dealt with the first one. What do you mean? Like, this is the one that fights that thing? Like, what are you doing?
Hopefully, like, he doesn't talk. I don't want him to talk. But
I don't either. But it would kind of be.
It would be wild, but I mean, I just don't want to turn into fucking Planet of the Apes. You know what I mean?
True, but like keep in mind that like Godzilla and Kong never talk.
Yeah.
So like, if this one talked, it would be really cool. But it doesn't need to be.
I feel
like
it just needs to be like intelligent.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
like show that it understands certain things. Maybe it can read or something. Because I don't think Kong can read.
As long as it like just shows
intelligence,
like a level of intelligence.
That's what I'm feeling from him.
I'd kind of be cool with it.
He's got those like gray eyes, you know.
They're shiny.
They're
too.
shiny
like,
looking.
It's a luminescent, and I'm like, what the hell? What is that about? Why is it like this?
Like, what's going on? They're gonna have to team up on this guy.
Obviously, I have to mention that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk has a release
trailer. Bomb Rush,
crazy, and the new song for it on this trailer also goes way harder than it needs to. Way harder than it needs to. In fact, I'm gonna listen to it right now while we talk about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It really do go hard.
Yeah, I told you. I'm looking forward to playing this game. As always, as Paper Player,
spiritual successor.
This game since the literal beginning,
bro.
And it is the spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio.
Oh my god!
But it's got so much stuff so much more going on. It's not just skates. Obviously, it's got bikes.
Bro, the music go hard.
Parkour. It does. I'm trying to get.
I'm probably gonna buy this game.
The art style is going way harder than I thought it was going. Like, I always knew it was gonna go hard, but like, I can't wait to play all of those characters because all of them are playable. Well, almost all.
Bro,
of them
I cannot wait to drip out my character.
Dead ass.
18th of August.
Yeah.
18th of August, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so close yet so far.
This, bro. Jet Set Radio be going crazy, bro. And like, I like how they evolve the music. It's not just the same type of music either. It's got like a
same dude,
but
it's
it. Oh, dude. Ah! I'm excited.
That's how you know.
That's
how you know they knew.
This is up there with like with Midnight Fight Express, like following it all the way through.
Yeah, it's just like yes, you need this.
I need to go back. I need to go back and keep S-tiering Midnight Fight Express, dude. Speaking of.
Did you beat it yet?
Yeah, I beat it. I just ran through it, but I was like, I need to beat it. But I've been wanting to S tier it because it's just so. I got a bunch of C's and like B's, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like.
You're like, I'm not okay with that. That's not okay.
I just want to get past it, but yeah, dude, this game looks so fun. The grinding on the rails looks so satisfying.
It does.
I want to graffiti the fuck out of the town. That's gonna be interesting.
Oh, I guess this is another one we should probably mention, man.
Banging out to the
so,
bro.
I bet you didn't think we were getting a sequel to this. So Mortal Kombat 2 is a thing. We're getting a sequel to, what was it, 2018? 2019 movie?
No!
Was it 20? I can't remember when it came out. But yeah, that's coming out.
It came out during the pandemic.
Yeah, okay, 2020 then.
Yeah, it came out during the pandemic, I'm pretty sure. Because we watched that shit. And we all cried. We were like, bruh.
We all cried.
You shitting me?
Yeah, no, we're getting a sequel. Getting part 2.
Like, the best...
They had the sequel bait and they meant that shit,
Literally,
apparently.
the best part of that entire movie was the beginning fight with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And then the fight where he shows up again and fights Scorpion.
And they fight each other.
Those are the two best parts of those movies. And I'm like, just make a Scorpion versus Sub-Zero movie. Just do that.
At this point.
Just do that. I'd be okay with it. Sub-Zero's like my favorite character, bro. I fucking love Sub-Zero.
Same.
I'm okay with it.
Sub-Zero's dope.
I'm okay with it.
Scorpion is... People love Scorpion.
People love Scorpion. I know you're going to make Sub-Zero the bad guy. I'm okay with it. You know, it'd be like that. He's the first Sub-Zero. The first Sub-Zero...
Bihan was
a piece of shit. He does become Noob Saibot, you know. Which, if they ever did, like, if they did do, like, include Noob Saibot, I'd be a little like, bruh, there's no way you win. I'm sorry. It's over.
Yeah, no, it's over.
I don't care about main character, dude. I don't care about your main character abilities. You don't beat Noob Saibot. I'm sorry.
It's not happening. He can jump you himself.
He can fucking double team you, bro. You're gonna get spin roasted by the same guy.
Over. It's crazy.
But that movie was like not good. in any way. Like
That movie was cheap.
The Jax thing, the way that they explained Jax getting big arms instead of having these weak, tiny, little shitty robot arms was just magic. It was like, what? That's not the way it works. You know how like the fucking clip of Han Solo and that's not the way the Force works. You know, it's just like that's not the way the Mortal Kombat powers work. They even gave the dumbest thing was they made fucking Kano. They gave Kano. Kano.
Oh yeah, his eye was a magic
Kano
eye.
didn't do a Kano ball. That shit pissed me off.
Do it.
That shit. I was like, they gotta do it at least once. I know it looks silly, but you gotta do it like once, right? You know, for fun, right? Not a single time did he do a Kano ball. They could have had his be technology because they have technology. They have like future tech and like that stuff. So like they could have had his eye be a laser. No, it's a magic eye. It's like what? Why is it magical?
What the hell?
Why is it
like
magical?
this?
It doesn't make. He just had a robotic eye that could shoot lasers. That was what it was. It wasn't magic.
That was the deal.
How did you do this? And like there's a scene where fucking Jax, because they give Jax his arms when he gets it ripped off, and like he has like these little fucking like wire looking robot arms that look like they can maybe lift a cup.
Really weird. Maybe it's just enough to get by in life, pretty much.
It's like they look all stupid on him, and he's like depressed, and I'm like, rightfully so, bro. They fucked you. How did they do this?
They took your arms, man. They took both of them.
Damn, and then suddenly through magic, they just turn into big ripped off like jacked arms, and I'm like, what?
It's like the power of magnetism gives him like he pulls in metal, and it forms into the arms.
It's
and
like,
I'm like,
what?
Doesn't really make much sense, but let's go off, I guess.
What? You could have just had robot arms. That just so much
just
better.
could have had robot arms.
They did, like, it's bad when the original Mortal Kombat movies did a better job. Like Jax got his arms ripped off, then he just gets robot arms. It's like, yeah, I got robot arms now, bitch. It's like, yeah, okay.
It's like they're better than my normal arms because they're robot arms. Done. In this instance, it's just like, nah, it's magic and the robot arms. It's like such a weird thing because like technically the power is magnetism, right? But like, why is that? Why does it work like that?
Like, the Kung Lao is there just to get shit on, basically. He just is there
like
just to get made fun of the whole fucking movie. And it's like, okay, let's not forget that Kung Lao is like literally arguably just as powerful as Liu Kang, Realistically,
honestly,
it's just his heart wasn't.
Everyone agrees.
His heart just wasn't in the right place to make the sacrifices that needed to be made to be like the fucking warrior. That was literally the whole thing. He's just as strong though. Like, he literally ran the Shaolin Temple for a while when Raiden just disappeared in one of the games, if I remember correctly. Like, he's a bad motherfucker. They shit on him nonstop, but it's like, okay, alright, whatever.
Aren't you prepared to see Cole, the descendant? I believe that was his name, right? Cole, the descendant of the whatever clan that comes from
Scorpion's clan?
Scorpion's clan.
With the stupid...
I can't remember his last name right now. It would be that
stupid fucking... The Hashira?
Black Panther suit powers.
The stupid latex outfit that he had, dude. It wasn't even metal. Like, it was the shittiest suit ever. I genuinely couldn't handle that suit. It just looked so ugly. Like, bro, you have, like, the man in the iron not the man, the
man with the
iron fist, who has like fucking the part where like Batista turns into like all like gold, literally, and like there's a dude in like the armor suit, and I'm like, yo, this movie came out years before. How are you not able to get at least that? Like, look at how bad it looks. I'm literally looking at like clips of it, and it's like, God, it looks like just a rubber suit that they put on him, and it looks so uncomfortable.
You just wouldn't look back up. You're like, I need to know. He has a suit with Black Panther, but he has vibranium powers.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like that. At least the Black Panther suit looks like not like a fucking rubber latex suit.
Oh yeah, no, it looks way cooler. Black Panther suit looks amazing.
It's just so confusing, very confusing. I don't know how they wanted to get a fucking sequel, but I guess contractually maybe they have to. I hope it's better.
Look, man, they had the teaser. Remember?
Oh yeah,
they had the teaser so
like,
they could
make
show,
it better.
They was like, look, we got what's his name? Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is gonna be in the next game, and everybody was like, next movie, and everybody was like, really?
Really? You couldn't have had him.
Really?
Now.
Like this wouldn't have been the movie you would have been in, the next movie. All right. I know Devon was looking for him like the entire time. He was like, he just didn't show up. He's like, damn it. And I think we called it right before it showed up, it's like he's gonna probably be in the sequel, and then they like literally showed the scene. We were like, oh yeah, there you go, sequel.
Ugh.
Shit was dope.
Yeah.
All right, what's another one? Let's have a feel good.
Oh, I don't know about feel good, but I was gonna bring up about Warhammer 40K. There's the Rogue Trader game coming out. There were the official locations trailer, but it's a CRPG. It's isometric. It looks really cool. Like the idea of being a rogue trader is like I don't know how to explain it. Like you can operate outside of like the Imperium, and you can choose to like, but you still serve the Imperium technically. So like, I think in this one, from what I understand, one of them you get to go to a Dark Eldar city, which if that's a thing, yeah, I'd rather kill myself. Like Dark Eldar city, a Dark Eldar city, I'd rather blow my fucking brains out than get stuck there. So being there sounds fucking terrifying. I don't know what the classes are because I'm assuming you can make like a group, but
yeah,
it's kind. I know it's kind of like Baldur's Gate. I think it's how it works. I've never played the Rogue Trader like anything. I don't know what it's gonna play like, but I think it operates like a. I mean, it says isometric CRPG, so yeah,
which is very specific, but also not very telling.
But yeah, so apparently you're gonna go in the dark, and you can see the Dark Eldar shit. The Dark Eldar, by the way, so the Eldar are like all about like the Eldar are the reason like Slanesh technically exists. And Slanesh is the demon prince of like fucking lust and pain, like weird BDSM shit essentially. He's BDSM
like
king.
The what is it called? What are they called? The Xenobites?
Kind of, yeah. They're kind of like a worse version of that, yeah. And so the Eldar caused that because they just became so depraved, and then they broke off, and then there's like the Dark Eldar, which are like, there's Eldar, which are like, yeah, they're weird, they're weird, but arguably not the worst, necessarily. Then there's Dark Eldar. Dark Eldar, like, they pride themselves on being able to like torture you and keep you alive for like days on end while still being able to like bring so much pain to you while still being able to keep you conscious and alive. That's what they like. That's what they strive for when they torture you. It's not just to kill you; it's to keep you alive for so long while putting you in so much excruciating pain. And it's like, yeah, that's for them. That's like, yes, that's like, that's what I want. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, they're horrifying. Dark Eldar are like top like between, I feel like Necrons and them and Tyranids. Those are the top three. Like, yeah, it's just rough.
I don't want these.
You don't want to. I'd rather fuck with Orcs. I'd rather fuck with Orcs.
Like, that's more worth it.
It's more fun. At least this is just scary.
The Orcs are just dumb, you could probably trick them into doing something. Like,
you can't ever get rid of them, but at least it'll be a fun fight. With these guys, it's just, you'll slowly watch your friends get, like, flayed and fucking chopped into tiny pieces and shit and still be somehow alive or something, Your friend's like a fully sentient smoothie, or some shit like that.
That shit would be crazy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what the fuck, weird like shit like that. So it's kind of interesting. Earlier I was talking about Mechanicus, it's a point and click like strategy game, but you get to deal with the Eldar, or not the Eldar, the Necrons, and like those are like also really scary. So like these are like on par in my opinion, just in a worse way. Necrons at least will just fucking kill you. Like at least.
They're like, you're just
Necrons
done.
will at least just fucking kill you. Yeah, it's over. You're dead. But these guys, no, they'll do things to you unimaginable.
They gotta play with you a little bit. They gotta play with their food. That's how they do.
Yeah, but
just like stop.
I'm interested. I want to see what it looks like. This was just like the locations, so that you can see kind of like where you're gonna go and stuff like that. But it's still work in progress. Very gothic, which I love. I love, like, obviously it's Warhammer. It's so gothic. Like the architecture of everything. I love it. I just want to see the gameplay. So looking out for that. I don't think it has a release date yet, but it is coming to PC from what I see. But there's no date yet. So keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on there. Monty, what would you like to bring anything a little bit more less terrifying?
I think I got something. I think we could talk about, where is it? You know, maybe not. Actually, never mind. Straight Blades. Yeah, Straight Blades. This one looks like a fun time. I mean, it's out now, but looks like a dope little adventure game that involves, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a action. Look at it. It has like a more action oriented combat thing, but it's like you and your
You got a little companion,
little elf, like kobold companion. I don't know what to call him, goblin thing.
Hey, it looks like a little goblin, dude. He's got the ears and everything.
Yeah, he's gonna be helping you out while you essentially. I don't want to say exactly Dark Souls your way through things, but it does kind of give.
Oh,
you
okay.
vibes.
I got the. If you want to give you the synopsis real quick, if you want.
Go for it.
So the Stray Blade embark on a journey to Acria, the Lost Valley, a once peaceful valley torn asunder by war and death. Navigate a vibrant, ancient world wrought with destruction as a resurrected adventurer. Kind of gives me kind of like Shadow of War. You know, you die and come back kind of thing. Who perish in the ruins. Travel alongside Boji, the adventurer's Xenon wolf companion, responsible.
What?
It's XHINNON. Genon wolf companion, responsible for their second chance at life, and uncover the forgotten treasures lying in the deepest corner of the world, altered by the adventurer's actions. You got to build a bond with him to regain their freedom. So you got the adventurer must build a lasting bond with Boji to regain their freedom. Discover a lore to advance Boji's craftsmanship and create powerful new weapons to master a hyper-responsive combat system. Balance quick reactions with adaptable strategies to effect the flow of combat, and then watch time continue to march forward with each failure. So every time you die, time moves forward.
Time.
Interesting. Okay. Restore peace to colorful city ruins, frozen caverns, canyons, decaying throne rooms of towering god kings, and the overgrown areas buried by time. Okay. So you're pretty much expected to die, and like time will go on. I'm assuming
things will change up. The world will be very different now.
Thanks on in-game indicators for combat, Stray Blade focuses on fun instead of frustration. Witness the world-altering effects of the adventurer's actions by revisiting areas, but do not be shaken by the greater challenges lying in wait. Okay.
So it's not. It's like it's kind of like got like this time travel, like
almost
time
roguelike
progressive mechanic, bit of roguelike kind of stuff, but like with Dark Souls stuff. So it's like an easier, like Dark Souls style action game that focuses on like. Regression of like time. I'm interested in it anyway, so I'm actually going to be giving it like a shot. I want to see how much it's going to cost to do that first. But like I remember looking at this for like a minute, being like, yeah, I'm down to try it out.
Yeah. So it's like you're just constantly trying to like clear this place out. You know, eventually you'll probably run into an area where you'll probably. I'm assuming you die, and that's when you can level up things more. Is when you die, you get like more things. Okay.
And then as it goes on, you're just kind of progressing slowly through this constantly.
Looks
not like completely changing, but like growing place. So
also,
like
I love the design of your dude. Your dude looks like a.
It does look.
He's
cool.
like a mixture of a musketeer kind of looking thing, and also like a cowboy. Like like a western. Yeah, he's got like the armor. So he's got like the armor kind of like a knight. You know, but he's got like the musketeer hat kind of thing. Yeah, it's cool. I like the design on the dude, honestly. That's interesting. All right.
And then obviously you can customize yourself. So
I believe this game is already out.
Yeah. This was the launch
trailer. This was the launch trailer, yeah. So if y'all would like to check it out, Stray Blade. Is it an Xbox exclusive? I can't tell.
That's the question.
It says it's on the Xbox Game Store. I'm not sure if it's an Xbox exclusive or not.
Let's see.
Oh no, you can get it on Steam. So you can get 20. It's actually 20% off on Steam.
Oh, perfect.
So it is currently, as of what is it today, April 23rd, right? Yeah, it is currently on sale. Stray Blade. It's 20% off right now. I couldn't tell you how much it is because it is in Costa Rican colones. It's like $30.
It is $27.99. $28.
Okay. Yeah, so it is currently on sale.
You want to check it out?
Interesting.
All right.
Other reviews for it. are currently a little mixed, but
yeah, we'll see what the reason is.
We'll see. I'll try to see if
like,
I can.
As I'm even looking through the stuff, it's like it actually really is mixed. It's like for every good review, I'm seeing a bad review, and then vice versa. So I was like, spent 3 hours playing it. Somebody said it was clunky.
A lot of the biggest review is just the guy saying it's not Dark Souls. It's like, okay.
Yeah, no, I found that one too. I was like, but alright.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna look up some reviews on it, but the reviews for it are kind of like in the weird like mixed area. It is an not early access game, but it is just like a very small indie studio from what I'm looking at. It's Point Blank Games. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, so this is an interesting one that I'm kind of curious about. I kind of want to know your opinion on this one. Unrecorded. This one is it's weird, right? Like, is it not a strange game? It is like a live action, like tactics game.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, where you're like making. Like,
I saw
decisions.
a trailer for this. It's
so strange.
I don't
right?
think it's live action, if I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure.
It's crazy.
That this is just real time in game.
Yeah, like the graphics. Yeah, no, it's not live action. Graphics aren't.
No, you
crazy.
can see it in the.
It looks
insane. Yeah, it looks insane. I was gonna mention this game too, but yeah, I remember seeing when this started getting developed. There was a ton of like trailers of just him walking around the map, and it's like at one point when he reloads the pistol, I was looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute, back up, and I was like, that's not even like a model of a real gun, like it's just like kind of like you could. Yeah, it was barely modeled, and I was like, this is CGI rendered, and I was like, holy fuck, like this looks so stressful.
It looks crazy.
I'm probably gonna buy this shit. Honestly, like it looks kind of terrifying. Because it's made through the point of the body camera, but the way it looks so real, because if I'm not mistaken, it uses like photorealistic like recordings. So like they took recordings of actual areas and they put the like they're photorealistic renderings of it. So it's about as real as you can get to real, but it's insane, dude. Like wow, like that's an unmatched level. If it's on VR. It's gonna be insane.
That would be unprecedented.
But this is something you could play non-VR and be immersed enough to feel like it's VR, genuinely.
Yeah, I want to actually I'm usually not like a fidelity whore, but this looks. I'm kind of.
And it's a single player game. Like it's literally just. Yeah. I'm interested.
Purely sold on how like crazy this looks. Like this. It's a tactical police officer perspective from his body cam. Yeah.
Like you're fucking infiltrating this goddamn crack house with things everywhere. I don't know if all you're gonna have is a pistol or this is just a trailer. But
if all you have is a pistol, I'd kind of.
I'm okay with it. It's scary.
Yeah, it definitely makes it more tense, which is what it seems like it's kind of going for, something that like tense. Anyway, so I'm kind of like, I'm down. I'm super down.
It's honestly crazy.
All right, let's
like the level of realism we're getting to with like this is obviously hyper dedicated. Like this is hyper dedicated.
Yeah, like they put in the work to make it look like this. But
like goodness,
it paid off.
Does it look good? Like you could trick somebody. You could show this to somebody that's a little maybe doesn't play video games that much and be like, all right, what do you think of that? It's like, damn, why are you showing me like a live shooting?
Because that was the thing. When I had clicked on this trailer for like a second, right, and I looked at the like literally the first kind of 5 seconds of it, and then I think I got called off to do something. So like when I looked at it, I thought it was live action.
Yeah, no.
It's not until like I got later on that I saw like literally I think after one of the dudes he shoots, it's like
you can see his body like, flop on the ground. I was like, yeah, that's
like flop on the ground, and you're like, nah, this is a game. It's like this is not a real thing. This is not a person. And I was like, that's cool though. Let's see what else do we have on here. We'll probably make this whatever one we do next is probably gonna be the last one for this one, I think.
Well, we can talk about Remnant 2 that's officially getting released.
That is true.
Well, like officially getting like another. We got an official trailer for another archetype, like another class.
Yeah, the handler. You get a doggo. Oh, I forgot. There is one more on here. Okay, so we'll talk about Remnant, but like there's one more that I do want to talk about. I just saw it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But
we
like,
have the
Remnant looks super
Remnant
cool.
2, which
Remnant 2, I should say.
Like Remnant of the Ashes is a pretty good game. Pretty good game. One of the bigger gripes I had with it was the classes didn't really have that much of a difference necessarily in a lot of ways.
And clearly they heard you.
And they heard me. But the game was still fun. The thing is, regardless of whether the classes were that different, they still did things, and it was fun. It was a very fun game, like regardless. So this class, you get a fucking dog? Bro, now I'm emotionally attached to the dog, so if anything tries to kill it, I'll go ape shit, you know?
I will lose my shit.
And apparently you can, like, make it, like, guard you, so it takes less damage and does more damage. Like, it's like, you know, you can have it, like, command it for different things. You can't really do any, like, abilities. Your ability are literally commanding the dog.
No, you can command the dog, and the dog has, like, a howl.
Yeah, the howl, like, buffs, it, like, buffs people, yeah. So it's like a support. It's like a support kind of class, which I'm always down for. I love support.
It is, but it's like not.
But the dog be doing damage.
The dog and some of the stuff. Yeah, the dog does. The dog. You can spec out the dog to basically be like an attack dog, a support dog, or I don't remember what the third one was. But like, the idea that the dog can revive your teammates.
Yeah, it can revive you and your teammates is pretty good.
I'm like, that's crazy. Everybody knows if you've ever played Evolved that Daisy is
Daisy's goated. You gotta, as the monster, you better take Daisy out ASAP because you gotta fucking.
Because that is the best team member on the team, regardless.
Daisy's an actual threat in fucking Evolve if you have a really good like person with her. Because like a good team that sticks with Daisy will just never. You can't run away from them.
They'll never let up.
They're always on your dick, dude.
It's like Daisy is the most goated. Daisy will track you down and then save the people you take out.
I remember like when I was playing, if there was ever a team like somebody using like, you know, that character with Daisy, it's like, all right, well, I'm singling them out. You're getting clapped as soon
you
as
gotta
possible.
Catch the work.
Yeah, I want to be able to move and level up before without getting just dicked on every 5 minutes. It'd be really nice.
Because that is playing.
I'm really sad because if it gets injured, it just lays down, and you have to pick it back up and like convince it to get up. And it's like, well, at least it doesn't just die. If it got like the dog gets like ripped in half, I think I'd go crazy.
You're like, no. You get to revive it obviously at the nearest like checkpoint.
Yeah, so you have like 3 abilities. You have the support dog, which is like it'll basically. So there's guard dog, which makes it so that
I had a feeling
it's guard dog, support dog, and then the last one's like the howl, basically the one that's like the howl, like, that's like everything.
Guard dog, from what I understand, will just straight up protect.
Yeah, it makes it so that things will aggro towards the dog more instead of you and your teammates. So it gives you more chance to shoot them and not get hit as much, which is pretty good. And it makes the dog do more damage. And then the support dog is like it helps you. Like it'll run around helping you, like biting shit, and like I believe that's the one it'll keep things still. It'll get your teammates up. It'll do things. Yeah, it heals.
Goated dog, best dog.
It heals over time.
If it's near you, it heals back, and I think that the last one is attack.
Oh, okay. So each one is like it makes the howl do something different. Got you. Yeah.
The attack dog is just damage. Hey man, it hurts. It hurts a lot, and then it howls, and then everyone else also hurts a lot. It's out here. That's cool. We actually, I think we skipped over a couple of them while they've been coming out, but they've dropped a couple other trailers for like other classes in the game, and I kind of want to look at them. Because the handler definitely was one of those ones that grabbed my attention.
Remnant's a game that has Remnant's a game that currently has my attention in terms of like potential like little squad game to like play.
Yeah, because the first one was a really
it's 3-player. I don't know if they're gonna keep it 3-player, like three people per squad.
They might, just because of the fact that the first one was, and like it is a smaller studio that's making Remnant, so
makes sense.
I don't expect them to go too crazy, but I do kind of want to get back to having 4-player stuff. Personally.
4 is like I feel like the best number, you know.
Yeah. It's like, because going down from 4 is fine. If you have 3 people, it's whatever, right? Who cares? Like, you could still do it. But, like, having that extra slot to be like, I just need one more dude.
Yeah. It can be like, damn, sorry, bro.
You could split up. You can deal with things like,
2v2.
you know,
yeah.
tactically. Yeah.
A little bit more, like, mobility and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Either way, if it's 3, I feel like it'll still be fine.
Oh, yeah, no. It was still fun with 3, so Remnant's super cool. Like, playing 2 with 3 will be... It's not gonna, like, be a detriment. It's just gonna, like, because the game already had it, you know what I mean? It's just a hope, you know? But the last thing I do want to mention on here is Tenet of Spark. So, this is a really short trailer, and for a little bit of context, this studio a while back had put out a short film that looked like Into the Spider-Verse called Spark. And it was about a boxer who was fighting his good fight, all the while having flashes of his predecessors, like those who literally his predecessors in his descendant line, who have come before him and were also warriors at some point, right? So he had a Viking, a Mesoamerican dude, like he had somebody that was in the war, like stuff. My man just kind of remembered while also having this fight. Really cool move, like kind of CG short film done by them. Dope. They decided to take that and say, we're gonna make a game with that concept. So, Tenet of Spark is completely about, it is a God of War / Shifu style looking game. Well, style combat wise. Keeps the Spider-Verse kind of feel to it, like the cell shading and everything.
Definitely.
But you are actively switching between each of your previous predecessors and incarnations to deal with problems. So, and when you switch, it's not just they physically are there, it changes the world. Okay. So you see a dude with a gun, and immediately in this short thing, it switches to the Mesoamerican, and that gun becomes a bow.
Oh.
So now you can dodge.
I can dodge that shit. Okay.
And throw an axe at him. And you switch back to the boxer, and you're punching dudes, stuff like that. And it's really cool. And then at the end, it switches to the Viking, who you get to see is about to really deal with some shit. But it's just enough to let us know that, like, they're working on it and that it's being made. But based on this little bit alone, I'm pretty hyped for that. I don't know when this is coming out, but it looks crazy. It's ambitious for sure, but it looks awesome. Right? It's the best way I can possibly describe it. Tenet of Sparks, though, is...
Hits that man with a hatchet in the face. Get that shit out of here.
I like the idea of, like, problem solving that kind of way. It's super cool, honestly, as a concept. Yeah. Just the idea of switching
to that's a lot of guns. I can't deal with that. Oh, I can switch to, like, the Viking that has a shield. They're shooting arrows at me. I'll be good.
That'll be fine. No need to worry. The funniest part about games like these, though, I would love to see what that looks like from other people's perspective.
Does he just disappear? Or do you think he dodges the bullet in their reality? He just, boom, just fucking dodges that shit. You know, just moves really fast.
That's what I'm wondering, yeah. He's, like, suddenly on top of them when he pulls it back. Or at the very least, the dumb thing is that he puts the arm up, right? But then the bullets just stop as if they were arrows, and everybody's just like, what the hell?
What the hell?
Like, you can't see a shield there, but he's just doing it. It's like, I don't know why that's working. I don't know.
That's unfortunate.
Either way, it's type of cool. But it's always one of my questions for things like that. It's like, what does that look like from, like, that timeline? Like, if you're not him, what does that entail? But I think that's gonna be it for this episode as far as, like, stuff goes. So, actually, Aaron, what are we gonna call this one?
Sub 100. Oh, it's got to be something from the
episode
itself. You said that's how you wanted to name them. That's hard, actually. We didn't really have anything like crazy, you know, this one.
Yeah, this time around. Just a fair conversation.
How about I don't know. We could, you know, don't get caught in a fucking dark Eldar fucking dungeon, bro. That's all I'm saying. You know, something like that.
You know what? That's fair.
I'd rather fuck with orcs.
Yeah, actually, that's it. I'd rather fuck with orcs. Like, I'm in agreement. Yeah, that's it. I'd rather fuck with orcs. He was like, but all right, there we go. We got our title. We appreciate you guys for following us on this long journey all the way up to episode 100. As always, you guys by all means go ahead and hit us up on Twitter if you would ever like to get in contact with us, or send us a question at paperplayaction@gmail.com. That is paperplayaction@gmail.com and paper_action for our Twitter. Besides that, we have episodes now being uploaded onto the YouTube page, so if you want to listen to us on your computer screen on YouTube, there is some stuff that's been put in to allow you guys to do that as well. If you just want to support the show, go ahead and hit us up on Koji and or Cash App or our Patreon. Paper Play Action for all three of those. So we appreciate you guys more than anything, and spread the love, talk to people about the show, and that's gonna do it. So we'll catch you guys later next time. Peace.
Love y'all.